taking your questions from Facebook and Twitter. I've got a Facebook post here. It's from Danny. It says, maybe there should be random mental checks on flight crew. Amber, we heard from one of the other pilots we were talking to tonight that really there's a lot of professional policing within the pilot community. Now, I know in the military you have a lot of supervision.
Yeah, I actually think it's a great idea to do once you get hired and you go through the initial screening and background checks, including some mental health assessments. Basically, it sort of drops off the map once you continue on with your career outside of your annual medical exam. But yeah, just as you mentioned with the military, with the security clearance, basically procedures that you have to go through, it has a time limit, and then you have to get reviewed and renewed in order for you to have that clearance again. And I think the airlines should probably develop something similar because, you know, within a couple of years, things happen in your life and things can change, and you probably need to have another reassessment.
Just if nothing, you can have brain disorders can develop. Eva, you agree with this?
Yeah, I do. But the problem also is, Dr. Drew, they don't do any psychometric testing on pilots.
I know.
Period. Even prior to getting the job. The military is a different animal. They're exceptional. They're going to assess their people in a different way. But when it comes to aviation pilots, there is no psychometric testing. We've seen it in law enforcement and in many other jobs where they do that, where you and I, we've discussed it on the show with police officers and making sure that they're mentally, psychologically okay, and they're given the MMPI-2 to take different tests that show is there any indications that this person might have a dormant disorder or even some criteria of some type of disorder. Right. Aviation pilots do nothing.
And it's interesting, the pilot who's also a therapist mentioned a schizoid disorder. That would have shown up on a personality inventory like the MMPI. Sam, you have anything for us?
I do. I have a number of questions, Dr. Drew. Let's start with Alice. Alice wrote in, was one or more of the passengers a target and the pilot wanted to take them out? Perhaps Evie, did that even cross your mind?
Well, no, they're looking carefully at that. I heard the FBI was actually trying to make connections between him and anybody who might have been in the back of the plane. And I can see Evie on the screen. She's nodding her head. Yeah, of course. Yes?
Yeah, so what they're going to do typically in this type of situation, they're going to assess everybody. First, you want to see if anybody on that aircraft is on the terrorist watch list. Pilot, co-pilot, anybody on that plane. Then you're going to try to do some type of assessment on each individual. Who are they? Do some cursory interviews to get a sense, do they have any ties, affiliations with anybody else? And then obviously examining the co-pilot, right? They're doing a search warrant, getting
looking
journals,
at his
everything. You really... Exactly. You want to see what's going on. What was he thinking? Who did he speak to last? Get his cell phone records. All those different things.